Hi, Cassandra here with Opera for Black Folks, and on this channel I break down opera and the classical arts from a Jamaican American perspective. Let's jump in.
La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero.
Do you ever wonder what he's really saying in this moment? In today's video, we'll break down the aria La Donna è mobile from the opera Rigoletto, written by Giuseppe Verdi. Here we go. First, this aria is being sung by the promiscuous character, the Duke of Mantua. Despite its upbeat and lively music, the truth remains that this song is misogynistic. The translation is such: women is fickle, like a feather in the wind, she changes her voice and her mind.
Sempre una labile, leggiadro viso, il pianto il riso, e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual più al vento, muta d'accento e di pensier. E di pensier. E di pensier.
Or who is the Duke of Mantua? The Duke of Mantua, he is a morally corrupt, womanizing ruler who we meet in the first act having a party where there is all kinds of half-naked women, and there's lots of food, lots of drink, lots of dancing, lots of men acting however they feel they desire to act to the women without taking regard to how those women feel about their advances. That's the kind of party we're having, and it's all happening at the Duke's place, okay? The Duke of Mantua. Now, his jester, Rigoletto, which this opera is named after, and he is the court jester to the Duke, otherwise known as the entertainment. He's a humpback who has a daughter named Gilda, and he keeps Gilda hidden away in a safe house because he understands that his profession and the men that are surround him and the Duke are not great guys, and he wants to protect his daughter. Rigoletto's strength is his viper-like tongue, his ability to mock people and keep them at bay. It's his form of protection, and it's also the form of entertainment for the Duke. Now, this gets him in trouble when a statesman, Monterone, comes in and enters furious that the Duke has molested his daughter. He comes in to avenge his daughter's honor. Rigoletto laughs at his sorrow and his misfortune that has befallen his family, and Monterone curses him. La maledizione, la maledizione. And he curses Rigoletto. It really terrifies him, and the Duke dismisses it. The Duke knows about Gilda. As far as Rigoletto is concerned, Gilda is in a safe house. She has a guardian. Somebody's taking care of her. But what Rigoletto doesn't know is that the Duke already knows who Gilda is. It's just that the Duke doesn't know that Gilda is Rigoletto's daughter. So she meets him going to church one day. She's only allowed to go out with a guardian to church and come straight back home, but the Duke catches her eye. He lies to her and says that he is a poor student, and she believes him and falls in love. She sings a glorious aria, but that's for another video. The Duke meets with Gilda, pretending that he's a student, and because he wants her, he basically sends his men to go get her. So the men, realizing somehow that it's connected with Rigoletto, they think that Gilda is Rigoletto's mistress. So they kidnap her. Gilda is taken to the Duke's home. Rigoletto comes home, realizing what happens. He fears the curse because he's like, oh my gosh, this is happening. He goes back to the Duke's place and he begs the men, the court. They are laughing at him. They're like, all this time you laugh at us. Now we get to laugh at you. And Rigoletto sings this amazing aria. First, he's angry, and then he confesses, she's my daughter, to which the men are shocked, and now they actually feel bad. And then Gilda comes to the scene, and her clothes are torn. She's definitely been raped by the Duke. He scurries her away, and because Rigoletto is so upset, he hires an assassin, Sparafucile, such a great name, Sparafucile, and he hires him to kill the Duke. Sparafucile with his sister Maddalena. Basically, Maddalena is a prostitute. She starts to seduce the Duke, which of course he loves women, so he's going for it. But Gilda overhears her father's plan to have the Duke seduced and then killed, and so she, realizing what's happening, she gives her life for the Duke because she loves him. you know, it's opera. She loves him. Even though he's raped her, even though he's not who he said he was, she's in love with him. And despite her father saying, you know, just forget him, she takes this risk, swaps her life for his, and she is killed by Sparafucile. Sparafucile doesn't tell Rigoletto the truth, of course. I mean, he wants his money. He drops off the body where Rigoletto told him to, and Rigoletto arrives the next morning feeling satisfied that he has won the day, so to speak. Rigoletto is standing over what he believes is the body of the Duke, and he's gloating, and he's like, yes, I finally have my revenge. And then we hear the... And he realizes that that's the Duke's voice. Rigoletto opens up the tarp that's covering the body, sees that it's his daughter. She dies in his arms, and he screams in horror, La maledizione! La maledizione! It's great. It's a very sad opera, but it's great. So that's how La Donna è mobile actually is. And so when you see it in commercials, on television, in movies, you'll know the real history behind it and who the Duke of Mantua really is and what this song is really about. So.
È sempre misero chi a lei s'affida, chi le confida, mal cauto il core, pur mai non sentesi felice appieno chi su quel seno non liva amore. La donna è mobile, qua più malevento, muta l'accento e di pensier. E di pensier.
All right, guys, that's my share for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of La Donna è mobile, the story of Rigoletto, written by Giuseppe Verdi. The reason I'm asking you to hit that subscribe button and that like button is that it's the only way that the YouTube algorithm knows that you have engaged with this content. So if you actually enjoyed this story today, please hit that like button and please subscribe so that you know about when my next videos are coming up. This is Opera for Black Folks, serving culture to all folks. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Ciao!